A Utah nurse who saved lives during the pandemic nearly lost her own life to the coronavirus. Her only option, a double lung transplant. Naomi Rusham has more on her story of survival.
Utah intensive care nurse Jill Hansen-Holker spent months taking care of the sickest COVID-19 patients. But in November, it was the 43-year-old who became infected with the virus.
How quickly from there did it become very serious?
Oh, fast.
The mother of three and marathon runner with no underlying conditions was fighting for her life. Doctors said her lungs were essentially not working anymore.
I couldn't believe that it got to this point. Like, that's only for people who are older and sicker. I was admitted to my ICU, and even my coworkers were just dumbfounded that I was so sick.
We're seeing more and more patients in this situation. Those lungs are irreversibly damaged, and the only option of leaving the hospital alive will be through a double lung transplant.
Surgeon Tiago Machuca says an international registry shows more than 30 COVID survivors have gone through the procedure. Jill was transferred to UF Health Shands Hospital in Florida and put on the transplant list. She received her new lungs about a month ago.
Her first question: when am I going to run my next marathon? So that just showed how strong she is mentally, how strong she is physically.
Jill recently walked out of the hospital to cheers from the staff. She'll now have 3 months of rehab in Florida before returning to Utah and her children.
They're ready for me to come home. And thanks to these guys here, I get to go home. They gave me a second life, so I'm super grateful.
A long fight that's not over yet, but one Jill is determined to win. Naomi Rusham, CBS News.
That surgery team has performed more than 10 double lung transplants on COVID patients to date. A new study suggests that what women eat while pregnant could affect their child's weight later in life. Researchers in Ireland looked at more than 16,000 expectant mothers with healthy BMIs. They found children born to mothers who ate more saturated fats, refined carbs, and red meat during pregnancy were more likely to have excess body fat in late childhood. Studies showed children with higher body fat are more likely to develop type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity. Another study links acid reflux disease with a higher risk of cancers. Researchers from the National Cancer Institute tracked nearly 500,000 adults for 16 years. They found people with a history of acid reflux disease were about twice as likely to develop cancer of the esophagus or larynx, although the overall risk was low. The risk was similar across males and females, smoking status, and alcohol consumption. Acid reflux affects about 20% of American adults.